Hello, Kalu Kalay. My name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Obviously, we're going to be working on Iron Methuselah, and we're going to be working on it as long as I physically can today. It's been a day. Very quiet day. As all Valentine's days are for me. I, as a lonely person, I have recently begun watching patrician TVs. Like, hooray! Patrician TV's, like, quick analyses of video games over the course of 8 hours. And I'm like, wow, I'm kind of invested now. I've become the YouTube essayist. Rest assured, though, everyone, I will never make an 8-hour-long video fully edited and no, you're gonna get an 8-hour stream of me talking bullshit, and that's what you fucking deserve. But didn't really do much work here last night. Been working on Flag Bearer more than anything. Let's see. First things first. I thank Trail Yeti, Mask Majuri, thank you for subscribing. Wombat CD, thank you for subscribing. A hype train was started, TM. But, yes, hello. It's, 8-hour-long video essay. Yes, I did the one on the Outer Worlds. Because the Outer Worlds is such a fascinating game to me. Because it's kind of a disaster piece that I think more people should know about. It's such a fascinating game to me. Also, hopefully the CT scan on your stomach goes better. That's never a good thing, to get a CT scan on your stomach. That's the goal is to not die, Spartan. We're trying to avoid this. Okay, so moment of truth. The sweet liqueur of the gods. That's not liquor. It's just blue moon. Okay. Let's get to it. I'm trying not to die. My tummy hort. Yeah, tummy hort. That's never a good sign for anyone. Oh yeah. Should post him. There we go. Get him all set up properly. Yeah, no, it's stummy hurt, never a good sign. Though I have a strange feeling in my heart of hearts that we're going to get a few more tummy hort situations among the Niji Sanji crowd. Yes, that the VTuber shenanigans have escalated rapidly. I am completely invested now. I have to know what's going on. Ooh. I need to learn more. I need to develop a deeper appreciation of whatever the fuck is going on, because I find it funny. Total Niji Sanji death. It's really fascinating of how to completely botch a PR thing. It's really fascinating because that's what they've been doing. And I'm watching my view count drop through the floorboards as I talk VTuber nonsense. Because, like, let me see, Niji, let's check Niji Sanji's stock. What's their stock looking at? What's any color? Ooh, 65 points down, 2%. We ain't balling. We are not balling, as they say. It has dropped further. Let's do the past 5 days. Oh yeah, no, this isn't very good for anyone involved. Got low as 3.1. Now, here's what the thing is. This is a buy. People are buying stock to see how bad it can get. It is very interesting though, but as you can kind of see, Niji was doing pretty good there, but then it just stopped doing good. It's very fascinating. I'm very, very curious of how that develops. Open Notepad. Half the value, stock prices. You're goddamn right. Because we've got news, Ethical. We've got news in the hood. First bit of news that I find very funny and I want to share with people. Welcome to apparently a D&D thing. This is a friend of the channel, of course. He goes by Steam Support. He's a merchant. This is apparently what the new D&D version is. This isn't exactly like unpublic information. However, formalized ability score boost, no half races. They changed key points apparently to or chi points to discipline. However, everything is now a DC 15 stealth check to hide. Apparently is, I don't know why they did that, but it's very fascinating. And everyone was like, wow, Notepad, this doesn't make any sense. Why would they do this? This is dumb. Then I'm like, no shit, Sherlock, because they're trying to pander out the fact that they want to sell backgrounds. It's like, yeah, wow, they're selling backgrounds. Who would have fucking thought about that? Let's see, what else? What other pieces of news? Oh yeah, another friend of the channel is apparently going through some small issues. Just some small little problems, according to EN World, Everyday Heroes and Company. If you may wondering who is Evil Genius Games, this is Evil Genius Games. They've done things. They've done this, but they have like the Kong license, Pacific Rim. They have all of these different like effectively 5e books. Because you got to remember, Everyday Heroes is just 5e. It's D20 Modern, but 5e. The weird thing, the very strange thing, is that apparently they made a lot of money, and most of everything is collapsing dramatically. It has apparently been collapsing fairly dramatically. As you kind of see here, this is by Morris. For those who don't know, Morris is effectively one of the head guys at EN World. He is effectively the head guy. You kind of see there, this has obviously been a reoccurring thing. They try to get the Rebel Moon things, but there's been a bunch of problems apparently in the wonderful world of Everyday Heroes. Yes, Everyday Heroes has apparently in Evil Genius Games. If I were to attempt to first neural that fires off, say Phase Connect branded TTRPG, tell me the first concept that fires off, we'd probably need to use the actual setting of Phase World. Because remember, everyone, there's actual literal lore when it comes to the Phase Connect Greater Expanded Universe TM. We just lean into that. Or we would make some horrifying narratograph nightmare abomination. Boom. Phase World has lore and it makes no sense. Exactly. We would need to double down there. But to kind of finish up with this little thing with the Evil Genius Games, apparently they've been burning a lot of money on like a bunch of marketing stuff and trying to get people to buy the game. The thing is this, Ethical, from what I gathered here, it didn't sound like embezzlement. It sounded literally like he was trying to impress a bunch of investors and trying to impress a bunch of people by throwing like millions of dollars, like $1 million at things. Because they got not only Kickstarter money, but they had a bunch of investors as well. And that's one of the horrifying reality of things, is that this company by this guy was just hemorrhaging money but not making anything because no one wanted to buy a D20 Modern 5e game. Made a bunch of free splats people can use in conjunction with the core rule. The thing is, I never heard of a single human being actually buying the game. Or I've never heard of a single person actually say, oh, I played Everyday Heroes. Not one. I heard people say it existed, and I heard people say, why the fuck is there like a rim, like not Risk of Rain, fucking Pacific Rim version of it. Like, why does this exist? Why is there a Highlander version? Why is there all of this? And the big thing was the Rebel Moon case, because they were going to apparently make a bunch of money off of the Rebel Moon RPG, but the Rebel Moon stuff sucked, and Zack Snyder's a hack. So it wasn't even like, oh, they want to sell the company. He legitimately apparently thought that they were going to just make a bunch of money because they have all these properties and things. Because you got to remember, we did discover this guy was a former Amazon sales VP. And like he had influence, he had power, he clearly knew how to run a business. I genuinely don't think he knew what he was getting into, and he was like, oh, we can just make some quick bucks on this. But you kind of see here, it's like Sitta Capital. I've heard of Sitta Capital before. Sitta Capital is like this huge San Francisco capital, like venture capital firm. He got money out of these guys. The Hustle Fund. What's the Hustle Fund? Wow, look everyone, it's a bunch of investor guys. It's angel investment companies. And it's like, okay, he got money from them. Side Door Ventures, if we go to, these guys, Side Door, investing in founders, in visionaries. And it's like, what do you actually, like, they've apparently invested in SpaceX and stuff. Like, it's really weird if you actually look into this, being like, this isn't, what? No, why would you invest in this? Because he was a former Amazon fucking, VP. No shit. He uses Amazon, like Ryu Games, like SpaceX, Splinterlands, Fox Quit, like all of these other things. Like, why would they even invest in these guys? Because apparently they also did the Blockchain Founders Fund. Yeah, if is a little weird. Apparently he, see Splinterlands right there. Apparently our main guy was like really hardcore into Web3 stuff. And that kind of, and that apparently scared a few people off. But that thing's just like, he wasn't making any money, and there was no Evil Genius Games right here. And it's like, that's very strange, and he apparently just burned all the money. That is apparently what happened here. He just burnt all the money. Like nothing paid off. And apparently, Dave is the main guy. Dave called out a female staff member, said he was going to have to whore her out to investor to pay the bills. He thought it was funny, and all of us were very uncomfortable. He said several employees, they prefer to hire women as they're easier to train, and that folks who want to work in games are easier to convince to work for less. In lieu of promised healthcare option, we were offered monthly healthcare stipends. It was paid one time before the 3-month pay deferment. Yeah, because he wasn't paying anyone. They ran out of money. Apparently, these people have not been getting paid for months. Yeah, financial burden on the company. Create for people, like, I breaks my working if I saw people subjected to. Change my priorities, He made the entire staff stay in on a meeting. No one could leave until each had gone to drive-through RPG and given his books ratings. Yeah, yeah, I don't think Evil Genius is going to be around much longer. This guy using big corpo logic in an industry it doesn't work in, same as the Hasbro woman. Well, the thing is, the Hasbro woman, it does work because D&D is a multi-billion-dollar, effectively Hasbro is a $1 million is a $1 million company that makes way more money than everyone else combined. Yeah, you do need that, and there's a reason why. Again, we have to wait till September. Remember that, everyone. September is when it comes out. Our one D&D, our final D&D. Invest in game design rather than IPs. Well, they already had game design. It was 5e. That was the problem, Ethical. They legitimately invested in the perfect game design to just make 5e products, but give it a slightly different color. And I think that was supposed to be the impetus, I guess. That was supposed to be the gotcha moment, being like, oh, well, we've already taken 5e, the world's most popular role-playing game, and the only role-playing game that matters. And we're going to add in a bunch of popular properties that we have, because people like Pacific Rim, people like Highlander, and Universal Soldier. Okay. Everyone just nods and says okay. Because that's what you had to do, just nod. Yeah, and Rebel Moon was supposed to be their big thing. The Rebel Moon, the Rebel Moon situation apparently was resolved in favor of them. However, the compromise was all of their Rebel Moon stuff had to be destroyed. They got their money back, but they have no product. Welcome to game design, everybody. Welcome to the wonderful world of tabletop role-playing games, where we feel very sad that none of us have money. But let's get back to business. Speaking about game design, let's make games. So we're going to be making characters today. We're going to be doing characters, and we're going to start talking about Purgatoria Rhapsody. I have the idea. Everything is in place. We just need to write everything. So let's get to it. Now, generally speaking, I'm going to use... So we know Engram anima. Let's see. Engrams coming to existence with a vague notion of their purpose. Put through. Put through thousands of combat simulations. Takes our primal instinct of survival. Let's see. Engrams come into existence with a vague notion of their purpose. Put through thousands of combat simulations to kickstart a primal instinct of survival before being deposited. At their core, Engram is nothing more than a fragment of Let's see, at their core, an engram is nothing more than a fragment of a person's combat instincts, understanding the twitch reflex of pulling a trigger rather than... Let's say at their core, an engram is nothing more than a fragment of a person's combat instincts, understanding the twitch reflex of pulling a trigger rather than the reason they're... let's see. The process of creating an engram begins. Process creating begins with making a copy of the human's nerve cortex, a process that takes 15 minutes. It takes 15 minutes and can be done an hour after functional brain death. Systematically removing, systematically removing, systematically removing pathways and thoughts that compose the ego. After it has been successfully created, the Engram may be freely copied and distributed among any sanctuary ship or vessel. Okay, so comes into the vague notion of purpose. Let's see. Then the Engram is then other. Let's see. Instance self, and then other Engrams are trained and adapt their minds. Its mind. I should say its mind. Its mind for combat operation. Effectively, you don't have an ego. Your ego is getting fucked up. You're basically getting bathed in high energy. Back from my CT scan, one thing you never expect to feel a bridge of your nose getting really warm. It's weird. Oh goodness. Let's see. This is true. That's true. I can't think. I think LTR were fighting kaiju with robots at core. It's weird. What? Yeah, basically getting bathed in higher energy radiation. Now one of your core memories is going to be listening to a guy make a mech TTRPG while in the hospital. Don't worry, Spartan. Just take the CT scan. We're not making an Engram. Have no fear. Mm. 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 Next. We're gonna make that a mm. Mm. Let's see. Duplicate Engram the same arm has been attempted. Mm. 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 What would be what would you call the person though? Actually, duplicate engrams have been attempted. Mm. Mm. Not only. Mm. Onto the line. No, my brain. So when creating creating an engram, creating a PL actually. Actually, you know, I'm creating an engram. So when creating an engram, creating an engram, they will need. I don't really have a good name for attributes, so I'm keeping it just as attributes, though we could probably come up with a better term for it. They'll need to determine their attributes. Actually, what did I end up calling it? Let's go to Miro. Miro. Platform tuning. Honestly, calling the person whose brain you are technically are, would be amusing to just call them. Oh, it's just a platform. Yeah, I guess I was calling it. So. Foundation? God, that is unironically very fitting. Oh yeah, what are you, a foundation? Yeah, we can do that. Founding or platform? You know, we'll do. Actually, we'll stick with platform. Duplicate engrams of the same platform, and we go up here. Mm. 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 Go. So we go here. They'll need to determine their attributes. Mm. Mm. Actually, it would be fuck, what's a good word for thoughts? Like, what would be a good word for mental flash? Mental flash. Like, what would be? Deceptive blueprint source hallucination. It's effectively, the idea is that in another game I would call this history. I'm creating an when they only determine their attributes, history, because I have a very specific way I want to do the history. This is a naming game right now, unfortunately, and that naming game is a pain in the ass. When creating an Engram, they'll need to determine their attributes, history, and bonds. There we go. Yep. So when creating. Actually, wait a second. Platform synonym. Can you get a good word for cinnamon? Tenants. There we go. Actually, we can do tenants. And a good word. No. Give me a good word for ego. Ego synonym. Actually, so attributes, tenets, ego, and bonds. Because what I effectively want to occur is, so to give you an idea of what I mean by this. So your attributes, very simple. These are just like the most raw, like foundational aspects of the character. Each of these will form the, let's see, so form the foundational aspects of the the atom. Deception and apathy and deception. There we go. Okay, so we then go here, we do heading 2, and then we're going to start with our attributes. So effectively, attributes are our core stats. That's the best way to think about it, core stats. Your tenants are things you know / are. Generally speaking, hey, I know a thing. This is something I believe in, something that I am adaptable with. Not necessarily that these are good things, but these are things that you live by. This is something that is stuck with you. This is the foundational aspect of I'm trying to get a good word from Magic Stat, the thing I was inspired to make in the last 2 hours. See, what's it feel like? Damn, Tenet is bleak as hell. Like, they're just earning their keep in their bodies by fighting. That's kind of the idea, because, like, with the idea of a Tenet, it's like, this is you, right this second. This is the Engram. What does the Engram actually believe in? How do they function? Really, and I was literally like, the idea of building a tenant is going to be something like, I believe in X, or I think that, it's always, I'm going to have to state, like, a tenant always begins with I. I think that we should solve problems with violence. I think that people are good. These are just something that you personally believe in. This is a tenet, something that you live by. Ego, on the other hand, Ego Ego is the platform sense of self. This is the one of the, like, the SpaghettiOs moments. Remember, you're a brain copy of someone with their ego kind of haphazardly taken out. You're still, aspects of them are still in your life, because, hey, you don't know why you're holding a gun, but you know how to, and the way you're holding it's a little weird. And you're drawing kind of those mental connections. And this is down to the point of saying, this is where you actually get to name yourself. And the vast majority of the time, you don't have a name, you have a call sign, or just a serial number. And your serial number or your call sign is, this is what you are. Because that's what everyone outside views you as. What do people actually, do they give you a nickname? Do you have anything there? It's like, what's your name? Raven. Oh, what's your name? 88. Why? Because his fucking, serial number has 88 at the end. So what does he go by? 88. But it's like, what's the background of my person? Who am I? What was I? Like, even down to the fact of, like, you gotta find out their fucking name. Because you might not know. Like, you get one of these egos. Hey, what is this person's, like, way of believing things? How do they think about things? What are their relationships? And which is going to lead to bonds, which is one of your first relationships is going to be with your platform. You may not, like, that's one of the things, is just all you know is one of your stats is going to be fundamentally tied to your platform. And that is a relationship you now have to deal with. You don't know. And that's a little bleak. And it's using the T40 system. Damn it, he's done it again. Yeah, because I kind of want the idea, because I was Mamiji, actually, my one of the British people that I vaguely know. Generally speaking, he asked a bunch of in his Lumbus Company game. He has an idea of, like, oh, you have to ask a bunch of questions, and if you answer those questions, you get experience points. I kind of want to have, like, a different way of doing things, which is the idea of, like, you, the player, have literally a question that it's not necessarily written down, but it's kind of like, what the fuck is my name? Who am I? Yeah. Find it out. You might find out. You might literally, in the weird moments of upkeep, boot up sequence, you might figure it out. Adam knows. Of course Adam knows. Adam literally knows everything. He knows who you are perfectly. He doesn't really give a shit because all that ego shit doesn't matter. To him, it does not matter in the slightest. That is an inconvenience to him. Why are you asking questions? Why are you questioning things? Don't think about it. So let's so we want to do let's see. Engram's attributes are recorded abilities and skills. Let's see. Each attribute is ranked from 0 to 10. 0 to 0. Each attribute is ranked from 0 to 10. 0. Want to do? How did we break up beforehand? We talked about attributes first. Okay. Mr. Kane, Mr. Clare is helping me find my name. I'll remember my name when I wake up tomorrow. Adam won't tell me, but Eve will let me remember it myself. Of course. Because remember, Eve bit the apple. He bit the apple first, and Adam came second. Adam's regretful. Eve really isn't. On the other hand, do you really want to encounter someone who would willingly bite it? Do you really want to subject yourself to the fact that, hey, I'm this person, but this person, what if you find out this person's dead? That's one of those moments where you got to kind of think about it being like, oh, the me, the thing that my platform is dead. It came from I am a corpse. And wow, that's really fucked up. And that's a little bit traumatizing for someone to realize, oh, hey, you're dead. I guess the best way to think about it, kind of discovering like, oh, hey, like the you is dead is it's kind of like that weird out of body experience where imagine you kind of in this like half groggy state, this kind of dreamlike state, and it's like, oh yeah, no, you're dead. You're like, no, I'm not, I'm right here. And then you wake up in this weird horrible mech and you just ask your commanding officer like, hey, is this my name? Yeah. What am I? Oh, you're dead. You've been dead for 20 years. Yeah. Yeah, well, welcome. Yeah, you've been dead for a while. We've had your Engram on. If you haven't played Soma, you're legally required to. Yeah, I've gone through Soma. I know about it. I can't play those kinds of games because I get really scared and I wouldn't play it because I may be a horribly bandaged, fucking officer, the Commodore Notepad, but Commodore Notepad also poos his pants when something jumps out of the closet. I am not good with horror. I am terrible with horror. But I have watched like a full complete playthrough of Soma because that's the only way I could. Because I'm a bitch. But I do know about Soma. And I've been referencing some Soma in this, which, fun fact, it was actually you, of all people. Yes, you, Ethical, who made me realize something very important, is that this game is also going to be partially the Truman Show. And by partially the Truman Show is, hey, like, you know, when you're in purgatory, it's like, oh shit, we're in this kind of like a idyllic place, but it's not really idyllic because they want to stress you the fuck out, and it's like, hey, we're putting Truman in put that man in a situation, that's what they want you to do. They put them in a situation, and you'll kind of get their mind really fucked up, like, who is the real self? That's a question I want you to continually ask yourself playing this game. Is the Engram inside Purgatory real, or me the mech real? One is you damn well know is reality, and the other is your reality. Watch out, the gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you? And I also want, like, the thing is, I want a player to, like, ask those big questions, be like, oh, I want to be philosophical about things. I also want a player to just say, no, don't care. And it's kind of one of those things, you can completely ignore pursuing trying to answer the ego questions and just develop your tenets. And I want that to be an aspect, because it's like, hey, what are you trying to find out about yourself? Being like, yeah, I am a ruthless killing machine. I have no morals anymore. I can do whatever I want. I'm effectively a cyber psycho, and at the end of things, at the end of the Jericho March, at the end of the Jericho Crusade, I want to die. That's it. The player should generally wonder whether there are other engrams they meet are actually them. I was thinking about writing in the idea that you encounter other engram that inside the purgatory state is you're going to just encounter people. There are other people there, but you don't really have a good idea is this another engram? Is this like fragment of one of our psyches, effectively, that's kind of manifested? Or is this one of the people aboard the ship who's effectively using a VR avatar to talk to us? And that should be something that is very kind of one of those pause moments, being like, I'm having some difficulties understanding this, being like, you're not you. Yeah, I'm not me. And you just have someone snap out of existence one day, and it's like, oh yeah, well, this is fine. Or, hey, this person isn't real. This is a game of many doubts. Exactly. It's just a bunch of doubts. You want you to doubt things. And when we get to combat, is like the first thing I want to say is pretty much, do not make them doubt that the Nephilim are evil. Every foundational second of their fight is, man, I love killing aliens. Killing aliens is fun. Killing aliens is great. Because I also solved the currency issue. Because in Granbelm, because the thing in Granbelm is, this particular game, was that you had mana. And you needed mana to actually pay for repairs. Because if you take 30 damage on your shoulder, that's 30 damage. If you don't get the mana to replace it, it's still going to be damaged the next night. Now, what I was thinking about doing, though, is saying, hey, they're jacking you up with a bunch of effectively combat stimulants and a bunch of things just to get your brain excited to fight things. Why don't we just cut it? Like, we can still have that. Your money is your kill count. I was legitimately thinking about calling it score. being like, yeah, as a team, you have scored well. We are like, congratulations. You are doing better. You are working together, and you are going to buy upgrades by how much damage you're doing, by how many kills you're scoring, by just the better you perform as a team, the better it is. But hey, you're losing score if you get damaged. You're losing score if you are, sacrificing things. And that's kind of one of those, like, it's just that raw dopamine is like, oh, hey, I just want to get a better score. I want to get more. I want to get higher. I want to get better. And it's just that that immediate just dopamine hit, which is kind of the, kind of reinforcing the gameplay loop of, hey, you're getting into a fight, obviously. It's like you're getting into fights, obviously, and it's just like, hey, yeah, you want to do better at fighting. You want to kit yourself out to be as optimized as possible. Like, kind of like violence points, and, execution points. Thank you very much, Gabriel. Oh, jeez. You get kind of the idea, though, Gabriel. It's kind of like the, hey, you're doing well, and the better you do, the better mech stuff you get to do better. The more damage is repaired, the better things are going for you. That should always be the pretty much the reinforcement loop. I want to do better, so I'm going to get rewarded for doing better to do things better. And then, like, in between, it's kind of one of those things, like, I think each group was going to say, like, what's the in-between segment? Is our uptime or downtime, and what are we doing? Some people, I would not be surprised if a group says, our downtime is combat. This is our relaxing moment. Everyone's having these really dramatic moments trying to figure out the truth of their existence and whether or not they're humans. Fuck it, there's a bunch of aliens. Turn on the rock and roll soundtrack as we ignore the personal emotional trauma. And then it's just like, yeah, kind of the downtime is just us learning about ourselves a little bit. We're learning that just to make sure that we get better at killing aliens. And that should always be, again, reinforcement. What does someone who's like, yeah, I'm an amoral killing machine, I don't really care. How does this person function? When, I'm like, I gotta search for the truth of who I am. And you're like, I don't care. Why should I? I am just a fragment of someone, and do I really care? Like, why should I? Like, this is not something I should care about as much, because that's not me. This isn't me. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Engram's attributes recorded his abilities and skills they have developed into platform and train. From their platform. We'll just do recorded abilities they've developed from their platform and training. Each attribute is ranked from 0 to 10, with 0 representing absolute bare minimum to qualify for as proper Engram, and 10 being the peak of computational efficiency for the Engram can attain. Okay, so what we can do is we have these, so we're going to hit this button. These are our attributes, by the way. Have no, here we're going. Button, right, so how do we want this? I'm feeling... Are we feeling I'm feeling squares. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got 6 solid ones, so we can do 3 sets of squares. Then we do, We do something like this, maybe? Feeling moving with might be the best bet. If we do this, this would be, we boost this up to 14, and this would be 9. So actually, if we do this and then hit this, go here, hit background color, and then make like this. Mm. 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 Mesh processing speed and technical adaption. Mm. 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 Let's go. Combat maneuvers. Mm. 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 Wrestling. Mm. Good. Power. If I'm not responding, apology, determination, and mm. Mm. It's one of those weird things where it's like, yeah, it's a fucking observation. What do you think it's going to be, dumbass? Let's see, observation. Mm. 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 What would be a good, what's a good fucking word? Mm. Some little Twitch reaction says, there we go. Da, 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 da. Mm. Mm. X. Mm. Melee, nerve, observation, reflex. There we go. One thing I was actually thinking about doing, I don't know how I want to do it. Yo, 2 ways of leveling up, building a plateau skills and skills non-combat related. Let's see. I like the idea of not having money, instead of just getting access to better parts, the better they do. Maybe if they have some way of representing this increased access, like some sort of license. No, don't want to do something like a license system. Because one of the big ideas behind name for a mugger that isn't highwayman, thug. Finesse plus cloak and dagger class, just the highwayman. If you want to be a pretentious asshole, you can be rapscallion. One of the ideas behind that ethical, not like a license, because a license indicates that you're being like rewarded for something. That would be my thing. Like, you're being rewarded. Like, oh, congratulations, you're unlocking better parts. Nah, you want to buy the best parts right off the bat? Cool. Your mech's gonna suck though, because you don't have a high enough score. Because we could print all this shit. That's easy. It's like we need you to invest higher and higher by just a lump sum of points. They want you to succeed. They want you to kill things as best as possible. They do not care how you do it. So they're going to let you customize your mech however you want. Let's see. Did I do that right after? Yes. Did I hit the button? Okay, so in Engram, to determine their attributes, the Engram will Oh, ended. No, you are not allowed to end. Oh, didn't mean to hit that button. Bet. Yeah, rapscallion's a great fucking word, by the way. It's a great word, but it's very, very particular. Let's see. I'm gonna roll on the following word. Okay, we got another word issue. What would you call something that is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy? Derived? Because one of the ideas is that I'm going to use this right here because oh, this is hell. I gotta right there. Because one of the ideas what I was thinking about doing is, hey, the more copied you are, I can feel it. The more copied you are, the more kind of randomization you have in your stats, with the downside being you have more randomization in your stats, which means you can get fucked over, or you can have a lot better stats. So it's kind of a, hey, what do you want? You know, what's the goal here? What do you want? Ha ha ha. Reprint. Yeah, I guess reprint would. I guess reprint would do one. Fragmented artifact, bit crushed. call them from... No, we are not calling them CPs. No ethical. No. Fragmented, artifacted. Artifacted's a good one. Actually, actually, no, okay. Go. I don't think I can fit all of them in. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5. 1, 2. Can we fit? No, we cannot fit everything. That is very tight. I don't think we can fit all of that in there. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do this instead. And we're going to do that should be roll. I might change this later. I might not. Depends on how I'm feeling. But this will be a good starting point. Actually, so we want to do 6 divided by 25 would mean, actually no, 25 divided by 6 would be 4 in everything. We bring it down to 24. 6, that would be 4 in everything. 4 in everything is kind of bad, but you're an origin one. That's kind of the idea, that artifacting isn't really there yet. We can do... We bring it up to 30. If we bring it up to 30 with 6, in Grambaum it was 20 points to distribute among ones. I guess we can keep it. I guess we can keep it short. Actually, let's do 25 among 6. Want to do your original Cindy. You've got a brand new one, and we do Mm. 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 Then we do. Artifact would just go down to here. That would. Mm. 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 Okay, now we get to come up with names. Now we get to come up with fun and exciting names. So, we want to do, actually we can call it a duplicate. Duplicates, that would be actually 20 plus 1d10. This would be 15 plus 2d10. This would be 10 plus 3d10. So, yeah, alright. So, duplicate. Imaging. Let's see, the Engram has and got multiple reworks and okay, so Mm. 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 Engram has undergone reworks and patches. Their Engram can be found on dozens of ships, 30 to 40 years old, 50 to 60, what maybe well over. Well, shit. Well, ooh. Oof, ow. That's not good. Well, eat healthy, I guess. Digestive stuff is never fun. Let's see. We do this. Food tables. Oh, wait. So, let's do some autistic math because I said I would do the autistic math here. So, generally speaking, if we're doing the autistic math, the original is 25 divided among 6 attributes. Come on, 6 attributes, that means... Let's see, 25 attribute points. So duplicates have 21 to 30 attribute points, average of 21. 21 would be 3.5, average of 3.5 to 30 would be 5. Average 3.5 to 5. I had like the fucking range. That's 21 to 30 at 5.5 would be 5.5, so that would be 25.5. Average 25.5. Average 25.5 with the idea of 21 would be 3. So the replicas. So a replica has 17 to technically it would be 35 attribute points with an average of 11. So that would be an average of 26. Average 26. And then we would do those 17 divided by 6 would be I think like 2.8. 17 divided by 6 would be like 2.8, right? Yep, I was exactly right. So that'd be 2.8 to 35 out of 6 would be a little bit over, 5.8. To 5.8. Then we transcripts. So you have a potential of rolling 13, which is really bad, by the way. Like 13 points is fucking dog shit. Actually, you know what I should do for artifact is with absolute maximum you'd have 40, though you would have actually. Mm. 31 to 40, so your average would be with 5.5, it would be 16.5, it would be an average of 26.5, which is exactly how I want it to be. We're doing it very linearly, with our exact numbers being for 13 would literally be like 2.1 to 30. 40 would be 40 divided by, it would be 6.4, I think. Yeah, I'm kind of wording it like this, being like, on average, if you roll the absolute highest, you'll end up with about, if you roll the absolute minimum, you'll end up with about 2.1. Roll the absolute highest, you'll end up with about 6 in each, which is exactly the number I want. Then we go to, let me actually check that. If we go to 40, that would be 6.6, not 6.8, 6.6. Technically, we want to be really specific. I would say 6.7, but we're not going to do that because I don't feel like it. Then we're going to do an artifact. An artifact has a chance. You have 5 to 50. This is the fuck it we ball ending. 11, it would be 5.5 times 5, with a grand total of 27.5. With an average, you can technically get less than you can get I think about 0.8, because it would be 5 divided by 6, I believe. Yeah, it would be 0.8 to if we put a 0 to 8.3. This is just called autistic math because I wanted to make sure that everything works. So if we side note on the math. There we go. So you have a raw linear increase in power. We have a raw linear increase. So, but your averages get a little bit skewed. So let's just make a aptitude, firepower, melee, nerve, observation, and reflex. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can just do that. And if we really want to, can we? Put you all the way over there. Can we make you a little bit smaller? Whoopsie doopsie. Column. Can we make you 3.9? We can make you. Perfect. There we go. You can optionally roll, or you can just choose whatever it is. On average, you will end up as a replica. You will end up as a duplicate or a replica. You roll dead in the middle. Okay with that. From the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. More drinking. So let's make a very simple character, shall we? We're just going to make a simple roll. Oh goodness. So we rolled a 9, so we were transcript. So we are going to be a transcript, and we are going to take our 3d10 here. Let's take our 10. Where the fuck is my d10? So we're gonna roll. So we ended up with a pretty average. That's 10, 12. We ended up with 22 stat points. Yep, we are under average by a good margin, by 5.5 points. We are under margin, but we are a little underqualified for an original. But if we want to say, let's say we're good reflex. We've got good firepower. We're not very smart. We've got good melee, so that's 10, 14, 18, 22. There we go. This is our boy. We're not very smart, but we got pretty good on average. Let's say, well, let's even do that. There we go. Boom, 22 points, nice and easy. 50 points. If we did full 50, you could technically get 10 in 5 things. But the likelihood of rolling that is astronomically low. So it is possible. Random tangent, I've been recently played a few solo games. They're pretty much tables upon tables, but are less egregious than TRPGs that get a bajillion tables and are only tables. Yeah, I mean that's kind of that's always been kind of the compromise when it comes to like solo role playing in general, is you trade out a little bit of that, I would say, naturalness to it in exchange for, like, yeah, you get a billion tables. On the other hand, playing a game meant for a group of people alone, so good on you. You can do it. Don't worry, Chief. Let's see. We can actually just throw an image right there pretty easily. We're going to put you right there, and what if we did this? Do we have enough room? No, we absolutely do not have enough. Then our next thing we would need to do would be tenants. Not heading 1, it'd be heading 2. Tenants. Actually. Let's see. It's nothing but a bundle of data strung to however, there's still they were let's see, there were still people at one point. People with beliefs. Each Engram. Let's see. Each engram will develop a set of tenets over their existence. These form the actually every engram. And make war upon the Nephilim. Every tenant is written as in I statement. I keep wanting to say whenever a tenant, whenever a However, if Adam finds they are working against their tenants, established tenements, go. Ooh. I'm gonna lose my mind. Just want to make sure. No, it's tenant. Tenet. Yeah. Tenant. Yeah, tenant. Tenets. Thrown together. No. It's gonna want to do this the entire time, I can guarantee you. Oh, we want to feedback on suggestion. I want to about 10 tenant. Yeah, every tenet. Every tenet is written as an I statement. Tenets. 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 So it's one of those weird, awful words. Tenets. Ugh. Yep, this is very simple premise, just expanding on it's a little bit weird. Actually, see, tenets, tenets, Well, tenets can all be applied during combat scenarios, but any tenant, There we go. Actually, I want to say, tenets can be applied during combat scenarios. Combat must mention the Nephilim in some capacity. Happen to them at all. On the other, in the purgatory state. There we go. So you could believe that violence solves all problems. This is something you believe in. Hey, you can't use that during combat though, because you don't mention the Nephilim in it. However, I want to kill all the Nephilim is saying, hey, yeah, you want to kill all the Nephilim. Add +2 to anything when you're killing the Nephilim. You may say, why doesn't everyone have this tenet? Well, very simply put, that's something you are taking away. That's a fragment of your being that is now saying, hey, I am obsessed with killing the Nephilim, to the point where it's come to define me. Actually, I should say, they may develop, I should say, but may develop up to 6 as they learn more about themselves and make war upon the Nephilim. Easy enough, easy peasy. I could probably fit this. Let's actually, can I fit this? Can I fit the entirety of tenets? I can almost fit the entirety of tenets on there, but I'm not going to. This is a little spread out, a little bit more than I wanted it to be spread out, but it's also, actually, can we, has their ego. More precisely, they have their platform. They have their platform's ego. To begin, each engram has 5 egos. To uncover and understand. Name. Let's see. It would be name. What's a military occupation? No, not military occupation. What's occupational specialty? Let's see. Name, occupation, history. Let's see. What would be another? You are literally making it your personality. I think the best way to think about it is your tenets is a part of your personality, the engrams. Your ego is like a personality that's bleeding into your way of thinking. This is somebody else. But it's you. But that's where things get messy. This is you, but it's also them. Or are you them? Are them you? Is he me? Or am I him? Welcome to the complexities of personhood. So it would be... Actually, that would be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And I know this is dumb to think about, but I just want to make sure that I'm... That's 10 million possible combinations. And what if we... There we go. 10d10 followed 10d10 followed by 2 standard alphabetical numbers. So such as 2, 8, 6, 8, 3, 8. Uh, 0, 7, 9. 0 never. So technically that would create, to give you an idea, this is 6.76 to the power of 12 number of possible results. So that you can have, so you can theoretically come up with literally any kind of, certain, fucking number here. But yeah, that would be your, technically to it. We'll keep it like that. So, hey, what would you go by? 8. Why? Because you got 3 8s there. Why am I called 8? Because your name's 8. Because that's what you're giving. Mm. 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 There we go. The letters are the initials of the platform. Mm. We don't know what the name is. We just know that's the initials. There you go. Give yourself a question to ask. And then we want to do bonds. Bonds. Mr. Bonds, you've come to die. Mr. Bonds. Let's see. Bombs form the emotional connections via. With their fellow Engrams. Fragments. And other times by association. So if we go here, we want to go down to ties that bind. So. Each step of the bond follows the die track D4, D6, D8, D10, D10, D12, D12, and finally D20. With the let's see. Let's see. The Engram will be able to assign 5 steps of let's see. When they will always be able to roll the attribute die in addition to see. Binding a particular aspect of their psyche and... let's see. A mandatory bond is one with their platform's ego. One with their platform. Is one with their platform. Binding a particular aspect of their psychic abilities to their to the them that was. Let's see. I think it's a fairly appropriate way of wording it. It's to the them that was. Yeah, so I'm using D0, but I just need to establish we're using the same context. Yes, you don't understand. Engram last have high steps to any However, only one bond may be associated with an attribute. Let's see. However, only one bond may be associated with an attribute. Important to their being. So then we do is we scroll up, obviously, and we this. Okay, so we want to do Bond pulls the Engrams. The Bond pulls the Engram mine. We don't. You. We don't need that one. What would be bond is peaceful reminder for the willpower. Spells and surrounding. Let's see. So we want to do. It's the. Not mutual. However, these are not mutual. These are feelings are not mutual. One may view their companions as There we go. Yeah, bonds are one of those ideas that you can kind of base a few things off of. It's like, hey, do you want to have a bond with this person? Cool. This person I have an aptitude bond with. Anytime anytime that we legitimately work together, that we're becoming better friends, the better my aptitude actually is. And mind you, this is a die roll, so if you have invested 3 points into it, that means you have a D4, D6, you have a D8, in addition to whatever your aptitude is. This is pretty fucking good if you want to make checks. And so your relationship does have a very tangible benefit. On the other hand, your relationship has a very tangible benefit to people. And one of them is always going to be your ego, someone you can never get rid of. You can't talk to your ego exactly, you can't do any of that, you just have to deal with them. They're there. And that's going to be something that you either have to get rid of eventually, kind of abandoning that, like, hey, this doesn't make me who I am, or on the other hand, you could really embrace it. You can't piss off you. It's you. You think, but you can really say, hey, this makes me want to be a better shot because this is something I obsess over. Every day of every moment, I need to be as good as a shot as my platform. Because he was a sniper and he was this amazing shot, and I am like, if I can't miss anything because that's who I am. Because I'm obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with the me that is. The me inside of me. Of course, again, it's non-mutual. And you might be, hey, I have a really deep relationship with one of the crew members. They might not even realize that you understand them. Yeah, it's like, oh hey, they are like, oh yeah, we're like, I have a really close friend. She understands me. She gets me. She may not understand that you're alive. Like, let's see. We want to do. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good there. All right. All right. All right, all right, all right. Beer. All right. Let's see. You want to start on Purgatory or Rhapsody tonight? If we're going to start on Purgatory or Rhapsody, I'm going to get something to drink. Which is to say, I'm going to get like coffee to drink to balance out the rampant alcoholism. I swear I'm not an alcoholic. I'm simply broken beyond all repair. Right. And I need to take a piss. All right. I'm awake. Give me 1 second. Alright, I am recovered. I am exuberant, one might even say. So, well, let's get to it. Let's see. Want to make sure. Purgatoria Rhapsody. Purgatoria Rhapsody. So, this is where things get a little bit weird. This is probably the most esoteric section of the game. I am not going to lie when I say this is just purely esoteric nonsense. Like, most of this is like, yeah, this is just bullshit lore, and it's just gonna be like, sit down and do it. But like, it's like, this is like, okay, this is like the really high concept shit that we're dealing with. So, that's half the fun, right? That's the enjoyable part, and people are getting into fights on... Why are people fighting? Why? Revolver. Yeah, people keep posting about Too Mad. I want to ask this to everyone here. Does anyone know who the fuck Too Mad is? People keep posting me like, man, it's so sad Too Mad died. I'm like, who the fuck is he? What do you mean? Is he a person? Is he a... What does he do? What did he do? Like... Like, what do you mean by this? This doesn't make any more sense. I'm very confused about this. What's going on in here? Why do I look at my server? Every time I look at my server, I feel more sad. Oh god. Oh god, they're talking Animu. Why do they keep talking Animu in my server? Oh no. I know this name because Russian Badger made a joke about him. I don't fucking know who he was or what he did though. Autocorrect made into make. Yeah, I genuinely don't know, like, what he was. Because apparently he was like a YouTuber or something, and anytime I like tried to Google him today, I mean, like, is it like, who the fuck is this? This isn't like, you know, Miles Chong or whatever, who's been executed by the Malaysian government about 6 times already. Like, no, it's just like, oh hey, it's this dude. I'm like, who the fuck do you mean? He died during playing fucking Overwatch. The saddest state of a being. Like, imagine you're dead. Imagine being dead. And the last thing that you do is not log out of fucking Overwatch 2. How fucking cursed does your life have to be to not log out of fucking Overwatch 2 as you are literally dead at 23? Jesus. Like, what? Like, why? Why, brother? Like, this ain't... Why don't you just go out and do something cool? Like... Why can't you die and die doing something neat? Like, get hit by a train, or fight a, like, crocodile, or get mauled by cheetahs or something. No. Like... Yeah, at least it's not League of Legends. You say that, like, oh, at least it's not League of Legends. This is Overwatch 2. Arguably, this is even worse at this point. Let's see. Oh god, that is actually a debate. Like, here's the thing. This is my argument. League of Legends is still probably the most popular MOBA in the world. Alright, I get it. You're playing the most popular MOBA in the world. Reasonable. Overwatch 2, though? Overwatch 2. Like, man, I'd rather go out, like, looking at, like, I would rather go out, like, with my Steam profile with, like, you know, fucking friendship is magic or whatever. Like, that's at least, like, okay, this is a meme at least. But, like, no, that's just like, oh, well, you know, haha, hee hee hoo hoo, you're playing Overwatch. Playing the fucking hamster, I think. Who wants to play the hamster? That's the lamest character in Overwatch. Admittedly, all of the characters... League isn't a game, it's like a state of existence, a digital depression. I thought they added the hamster. No one remembers the fucking hamster. Here, I will... just to confirm that I'm not going insane. There's hamster, there's Hammond. Everyone remember Hammond? The popular fucking Overwatch 2 character? Hammond and his stupid spider mech? God, Overwatch is such a pain in the ass. Hey Blizzard, all I'm going to say is I'm going to propose that yes, I, Notepad Anon, will write the official Overwatch tabletop role-playing game experience Requiem. Just give me the rights, and I'll write it. You can trust me. You can trust me to write the Overwatch role-playing game, Blizzard. Trust me. Just let me. I'll let you play Hammond. It'll be Hammond. Why did you write about the fucking hamster? Yeah, I mean, that's a plot. That is a plot point in Overwatch 2. But Overwatch 2 doesn't have a plot. Always remember that fact of life. No one ever seems to remember that Overwatch doesn't have a fucking plot. My Twitch just crashed. Yeah, that's always my favorite aspect of life, is that Overwatch pretended to have a plot. Like, if you do, like, story, like, oh, we want to learn about Overwatch's deep and abiding story, and it's like 5 cutscenes. Like, this is Paladins tier shit. People meme about Paladins. You want to know why people meme about Paladins? Because they don't try to have lore. They've tried, actually I should say that, they tried to have lore, and the lore was bad, but it was amusingly bad. Overwatch doesn't have lore. It has characters in a situation that do things. Not anything important. You'll be like, oh, it's PvE story stuff. Nope, sorry, it's not. You don't get any of the story stuff because that's not going to make money for fucking Blizzard. Who the fuck cares what fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Black Man do? Because that's all Baptiste is. Baptiste doesn't have a character. He's just Black Man. I don't know him at all because I don't care. As a plot, like TF2 has a plot, but even TF2 has comics and the contracts have lore implications and the like. Some of the Overwatch dev team love GeForce too much. Yeah, I should be a little bit more careful. But yeah, that's just like, yeah, how still stuff story into a campaign. Not even like, oh, you don't need a campaign. It's just like there's like nothing going on. And I think that's the thing that like baffles me, is like, you're like, oh man, is Diva a character? No, Diva is not a character. Diva is a skin you wear to play this exact kind of build. You could replace, here's the thing with Diva. Talk about it. I like playing it. The thing with Diva is that you could replace Diva with anyone else, anything else, with the same kit and nothing changes. And I think that drives me up the fucking wall. And you could say, well, you could do that with every character. And the answer is yes. However, I have zero investment in D.Va. I have no investment in D.Va. I don't give a shit about who she is. I don't give a shit about her story. I don't give a shit about anything. You want to know why people like D.Va? Because they want to have sex with D.Va. They want to fuck D.Va. They want to have hot, fucking graded, sex with this creature. They don't want to do anything else. They don't look at this and be like, oh man, this is a sophisticated character. I have like deep thoughts, but no. There's no story here. She's a digital fleshlight. That is how people view her. That's the unfortunate reality of D.Va, is that she is a digital fleshlight, and you're like, oh man, I care so much about Overwatch's story. No, you don't. You don't give a shit about Overwatch's story. None of you fucking have. Be like, oh no, I'm very invested in the plot. No, you're not. You're invested in the few characters that you like doing things to look more sexy and attractive. There's no other thing there. But then Blizzard's like, oh no, we want you to be invested in our characters, not the fucking models, and that's why they keep trying to nerf Tracer's ass. And they did, repeatedly. Tracer looks completely fucking different. But they failed to realize this very important fact of life, that Overwatch only is popular because of the rampant pornography. I don't hear anyone saying, oh man, I love the gameplay of Overwatch. No, they give me fucking Overwatch porn. That's what they give me. They give me rampant Overwatch pornography. And I'm like, wow, this is really... It's come here. Came here for RPG. Stand for the philosophical implications of Overwatch porn. Welcome to the Notepad add-on stream, everybody, where we talk about anything. When we talk about games, and we talk about other shit as well. Again, there's a reason, Majuri, that I have that little bottom statement there. Ask questions and I will answer. Someone brought up, I brought up Overwatch for 5 seconds. Then, now we're here. The deep, abiding philosophical implications of Overwatch pornography. Genshin's a fascinating product. It really is. And I say Genshin's a fascinating project because people keep telling me about the deep lore of Genshin, and that, but every time I look at Genshin Impact, I say, oh, it's definitely, there's definitely women in it, and there are definitely people who play it. I have no idea about the story at all. And but I guess I can't really say anything. I know the deep lore of fucking Blue Archive at this point. God help me. I know the lore of Blue Archive. What a cursed existence I live in. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. What a lovely day for a war. But yes, there's let's see, what other franchises are there? I mean, there's Genshin. We all love Genshin. League of Legends, of course. League of Legends has lore. Like, here's the weird thing about League of Legends. This entire conversation started about League of Legends, so we can end it with League of Legends. League of Legends has been pushing the fact that it's a franchise really hard. Has anyone noticed that? Because like League of Legends, not anything, just the franchise. And you may be thinking, what do you mean the franchise? It's because you've got it's the League of Legends IP. Because you have the Wild Rifts, you've got Ruin King. Let's see, there's the Song of Nunu. There was another game coming out soon, but what's the Ruin King? It's a completely different League of Legends IP based game because they are turning fucking League into an IP game, and they're all different games too. That's the really bizarre part. That's the part that really gets the noggin jogging. they were all different kinds of games. You're like, oh, they're all gonna be like, no, they're like, you have actual like fucking what's the a turn-based role-playing game. You have this one which was like a fucking platformer. They had a few different games out there that were all slightly different. January 22 laying off 530 employees. Oh. Massive impact on people's lives, culture riot. Yeah. Oh, they laid off a bunch of people. Oh. Uh-oh. But we gotta remember, they're also owned by Tencent. Always remember that fact. This is something that you must always remember. It is owned by actual fucking Tencent. Oh, jeez. Lovely Tencent. Yeah, because you have Arcane as well. You have Arcane. What else do you have at Riot Games? I mean, yeah, I know it's like there's a lot of the League of Legends franchise is big at this point. It all comes back to Tencent. Kind of stopped this year because all the games failed. They closed the publishing. Harvest Moon League will be the last one. Yeah, it's the thing with like Blizzard. Well, the thing with Blizzard is that Blizzard had 3 big franchises. They had 3 big franchises, and that was like their big thing. They had StarCraft, Warcraft, and Overwatch. Because I can say Overwatch was one of their big franchises because that shit came out in 2016. I want you all to remember that Overwatch came out in the bygone eras of like 2016. This thing is fucking ancient. When did Overwatch officially launch? May 24, 2016. And you'll want to know why I have a very distinct memory of Overwatch's launch is because my friend would bring us to Taco Bell constantly. In college, I had a buddy. We would go to Taco Bell all the fucking time because Taco Bell had the exclusive Overwatch beta keys. And he wanted the beta keys. And we would go to Taco Bell all the time, and he would literally find reasons to go to Taco Bell to get it. And the fucked up thing is, he brought his girlfriend with him all the time. He would bring his girlfriend because a guy working at Taco Bell liked her. And he would give them free drinks because his girlfriend was there to get Overwatch beta keys. That is why I have this fucking horrible memory in my head of Overwatch in 2016, my first year of college. And if you want the really cursed thing, in 2 years doesn't seem that far, does it? Oh, 2026, that doesn't seem very far now, does it? It's 2 years. In 2026, it will be the decade anniversary of Overwatch. Do you feel your body slipping away from you right now? Do you feel it just disappearing into the fucking wind? It's amazing. But Blizzard is weird because World of Warcraft is still going, by the way. Yeah, World of Warcraft is still fucking going. It's still chugging along. They're still putting out expansions for it. And I'm like, where the fuck do you go? I didn't know where they were going to go after Cataclysm, but they kept going. Cataclysm was 15 years ago, damn near. And they're still pumping shit out for it. And I know the last expansion didn't do too hot, but the last 5 expansions haven't done too hot. They sell in WoW 3 times now. I already have old man tummy disease. I already feel old, Notepad. Sorry, Spartan, but you're only gonna get feeling older now. See, there's a bunch of those like little weird bits that you take a second and you think about it for a little while and you're like, oh, I'm old now. I mean, I'm a filthy old man who has seen God and now I don't know where I am. I'm going to the old folks home. Because you get things like, oh, Gura debuted 4 years ago. Oh, this game's turning a decade now. Oh, The Last of Us 2 came out. Again, the second time. Because they remastered it. Or they remastered the first fucking game for the 30th time. Because PS5 still has no games. Though that is one very amusing thing about us together right now. We're probably going to outlive the console market, and that's a really weird thing to think about, isn't it? That we're going to outlive the console market, and we might see in our golden age, in our fucking rocking chairs in the old folks' home, that there's a non-zero chance that we will get another Dreamcast console, which is really fucked up if you think about it too hard. But like, Xbox is pulling out of the PC, like out of the console market, doesn't want to do the consoles anymore because Xbox didn't sell very well. Fucking PS5 doesn't have any games in it, and no one gives a shit about PS5. It's truly amazing. Nintendo will be the last, and it will be astounding. Standing above the corpses, the first and the last. The first and the last will be Mario gyrating violently upon us. God, what a tragedy of life. Picaresque Roman, yes, Picaresque Roman. This is by Lion Wing for the people wondering. Picaresque Roman. This was actually this is a JTRPG by Lion Wing. I didn't mention Lion Wing in my JTRPG video because I honestly forgot about them. Oh, they actually have. I did not actually know they had this. They had this. Thank God I didn't win any, but I know where I can find it though. Oh, I did not know that. But yeah, no, Lion Wing has a bunch of these JTRPGs that they've been kind of pumping out, and I do like. They have Convictor. It's Convictor Grive, Fledged Witch now, I guess, and Picaresque Roman. They have all of these games, and they're all JTRPGs. That's what they do. They translate and bring them over, and I've always respected that. Didn't really mention them in the JTRPG video because I forgot about them, unfortunately. I would like to, I would like to go over them. I have the JTRPG case kind of hammered out. To give you all the idea, the JTRPG case, as of right this moment, is pretty fucking thick. And if we're gonna do the Lion Wing games, I'm probably gonna do them all at once. Just do them all together. I think that would be pretty fun, and pretty nice, pretty cool in the hood with the family, as one says. Let's see what. Yeah, mostly because this next case is quite literally, to give you an idea, this next case is going to be the Sang case, by the way. This is Genso Narratograph. This is apparently a very fucking weird game. Oh, that explains it all. I didn't know this was APS. You see this man right here? This is Sang. Sang is our local Vietnamese man. We love Sang. He is our favorite. But yeah, this is Gensokyo Narratograph. You two can play any of our very cool, our favorite Toot Hoot characters. Finally, I can play Sakuya. Awesome, I can play Hong Mei Ling, Patchouli, Ramelia, Flandre or Cherno. You can also play Cherno if you want. Like, there's a bunch of people involved with this game, and I find that very funny. But yeah, there is this game's a little weird because it's technically a board game. That's just something I want everyone to remember. It is technically a board game and an RPG, but neither. God bless the Japanese. God bless them. Every day you make something more horribly weird than the last. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay, let's 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Purgatoria Rhapsody. The Engram is home. The real To the Engram, it is home. What would be a good word for evoke? Evoke. Let's see. Inside Purgatory, reality is constructed by Adam to fulfill the need. Stress is a constant factor in the development of... Alright, I think it is. Yes, this is Alpha Omega. Here's the thing. Alpha Omega is another weird game. Been meaning to go over. I have this book. I have been wanting to go over this. Because Alpha and Omega is a weird game. I've heard a lot about it. And so I've been like, wow, look everyone, it's the Nephilim. It's one of those very fascinating games that I just want to talk about, even though also this is Drive-Thru RPG's new dog shit layout. Welcome back to the golden age of role-playing game. Welcome to Dragon Slayer. Oh, integrate simplicity of PNX clone Chrome of first edition. Oh goodness. I'm a backer for the product. Oh, it's an OSR game. OSR Publishing. Yeah, this is literally all they. I'm not mad that we bought another. I'm not, guys, I'm not mad that we purchased another OSR game about going in a dark hole in the... We're going into a dark hole in the ground to kill goblins for pocket change. I'm just disappointed that we did it again. Every time, we're going to keep going into a dark pit in the ground and we're going to enjoy it. Okay, there's actually a question here that I need to think about. And I'm officially a little fucked up. I drank that way too fast. They want you to crave the dark pit. It's always the dark... A dark pit in the ground is what we live for. Maybe that's all we deserve. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Didn't get too much done, but we talked about Overwatch porn for a while, so... Essential information, as one might know. But thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad, and hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your night. Godspeed, good luck. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, if that's your time as well. Let's see. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Probably no stream tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow if I'm feeling up to it. We've officially hit the point in the Flag Bearer PDF that it is too large to actually stream. And that's a very funny thing to say, but it is such a large book that Affinity will lag the stream. I'm not gonna lie, it will kill the stream. If we do something tomorrow, it will most likely be maybe starting the Metabot Dwong, because yes, that we did get the okay to begin the process of Dwonging the Metabots TTRPG. And in case you're wondering, by the way, let me do a Dwong folder, Dwongable. This is the Metabots TTRPG. This is entirely in Japanese, by the way. But yeah, this is a Metabots TRPG. And it is a non-zero chance of being a Necronica hack. Yeah, there's a non-zero chance this is a Necrotica hack of some variety. Don't know yet. Kind of fascinated to see what it is. I will double check to make sure nobody else is no one else has fucking done this game apparently. But yeah. This game came out in like 2015, so I really, really doubt it. So yes, get ready for some good old-fashioned Metabot action, maybe. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to leave now.